Hello and welcome to Yoga Trapeze, or Trapeze Yoga as it is known. Why is it different to aerial yoga? Aerial yoga is higher up. You only have a main sling, which is called a hammock. Okay, so you will I will say sometimes that it is a hammock, because I did used to do aerial for 6 years as a discipline before I became a teacher around about a year and a half ago. So you just have a main sling, and they call it a hammock or a pod. It is much higher than this. It is more flexible material than this, because it allows you to do tricks which are more for a gymnastic discipline. Yoga Trapeze Yoga is more for people who are interested in the yoga elements with a little bit of fun in there. And it does also have the inversion, which, as you know, inversion is fantastic for your back, and they have inversion tables medically, which will help you. Okay, so with that, you have your main sling. You also have your handles. Now, these have been compared to a TRX. Very similar uses with this, only the TRX only has one or a maximum of 2 handles. I've only ever seen them with 1 handle, to be fair. And you move them up and down whether you're working your arms or if you're working your legs, okay? But this has 3. It has a short handle, a middle handle, a long strap, and a long handle. And the reason it has 3 is so that you can get into the bigger stretches that are required for yoga. A couple of things about yoga. It is one of the 5 main disciplines that you will see in China, along with Tai Chi, which is actually a religion. Okay, I am also Tai Chi qualified. Whether I'm qualified to be a teacher or not is disputed, because you do have to practice for about 3 years before you can be seen as a teacher. But I do have Tai Chi classes as well. So I know quite a bit about the yoga, the Tai Chi, our elements, our earth, our energies. So if you ever need any advice or you want to chat with me, then by all means, give me a call. Okay. You've got carabiners at the top, and you have your long grips, which are ropes, okay, which are up to 30 stone. And then you've got a teardrop, which keeps your carabiners in, and your carabiners are always separate, so you can take one off or the other, and they're safe. And you always make sure that they are clipped, you know you're loading, and your main sling should be around about waist height, okay? Only because when you go upside down, you don't want to bang your head. A couple of things with banging your head and being upside down. Do not go upside down if you're pregnant, if you have glaucoma, if you have heart disease or high blood pressure. If you have low blood pressure, you might feel a little bit dizzy, because that happens even when you sit down and you stand up with low blood pressure. And if you've never done it before, you take it very slowly. So the first time you invert, try not to do everything all at once. Just do an invert, come up very slowly, give yourself a rest. And then the next time, invert for a little longer, and maybe do a move within that inversion. But make sure that you are taking your time when you're inverting. And when you go upside down, just don't flip yourself up unless you know exactly that this is to your height and in the right place, just to make sure you don't bang your head. Okay, so you've got to make sure it's low so you don't fall and hurt yourself, or if you do fall out, at least you're touching the floor. Okay, and the other thing is, just make sure that you don't do any moves that you've never done before without somebody being around, usually a teacher and a spotter. Okay, so somebody who can spot what you're doing and make sure that you are clear to do it. And if you're doing a Zoom meeting, or if you're doing a Zoom class like we do with my particular students, then I don't allow them to do anything that I know they're not capable of, and they don't do anything they know they're not capable of. So use your common sense, okay? Make sure it's clear around you. I'm in my garage. I don't have much room in here. It's not as big as the studio. So I know some movements I will have a little bit of wiggle room to move my legs a different way, and I learn to do that. And as you can hear, my washing machine's on, which I am going to pause in a second for our lesson. So I just want to say welcome to Trapeze Yoga, or Yoga Trapeze. This is what it's all about. It is a yoga discipline, and if you want to follow my classes, then please find me on Facebook. I'm under Yoga Trapeze Extra, which is a group for Yoga Trapeze teachers and Yoga Trapeze people who love the discipline. And I'm also on Body Balance Benefit, which of course is my page. Thanks very much.